Welcome back to Majestic Mondaze. It is February. And if your feed is suddenly full of messages telling you to love yourself harder, be more confident, or finally feel good in your body, I just want you to take a breath with me. Because self-love doesn't start with pressure, and it definitely doesn't start with aesthetics, okay? So today, we're redefining self-love slowly, honestly, and in a way that actually feels supportive. So take that deep breath with me. Inhale. Exhale. Release all of that pressure, all of those expectations, all of those unnecessary intentions. Somewhere along the way, y'all, self-love got turned into a performance. Like, if you don't feel confident or radiant or healed enough or bad or on top of your game, that you're doing it wrong. Nah. Real self-love, to be honest, it's quiet. It's in those quiet moments, in those reflective and deep moments. It's in the moments where you're choosing rest without feeling like you need to earn it. It's checking in with your body instead of trying to push through all the time. And I know I just talked about, trying to push when you're slowed down, all these things in the last episode, but I'm serious. It's about staying with yourself, even when you don't like how you feel, right? Self-love isn't a vibe, it's a relationship. And like any other relationship, it requires attention, not perfection, okay? I'm saying that to myself too, y'all. Y'all know that one ahead. Like, it's about attention. It's about paying attention to your body and understanding what your body needs in that moment and providing it. There were seasons in my life where I said I loved myself, We all say, yeah, I love myself. I love myself so much. But there were some times where my actions were telling me a completely different story. Like, I knew all the affirmations, right? I understood the language, but I was still somehow overriding all of my needs. I was still trying to push past exhaustion. Like, yeah, no, I'm tired, but no, I still gotta go. No, I was still choosing productivity over care. Like, I really gotta get this done. I have a deadline. I have to push this through. I gotta get it going. Instead of being like, Mila, you know what? It's okay. You can miss this one. Do this next week. It's okay. Giving myself that compassion. And what I had to face gently, right? Not aggressively, was that self-love really wasn't about thinking better thoughts. It really was about treating myself differently. And when that realization didn't come with fireworks, like, oh my God, yes, like, yeah, we just gotta treat ourselves differently. It really came with quiet moments of honesty with myself and a lot, and I mean a lot of unlearning. Nobody tells you about the ugliness about unlearning, right? You face a lot of things that you thought were beneficial to you. And to be fair, in those times, in those seasons, they were good for you. They were helping you. They were allowing you to get to where you needed to go. However, as the seasons change, so do we. And there are going to be different things that are going to supplement and get us to where we need to go in this version of ourselves, right? So here's the part that doesn't really get talked about enough. Self-love isn't just softness. Sometimes it's responsibility. It's really asking yourself, am I listening to my body or am I negotiating with it? and let's be real. A lot of the times we negotiate, right? If I do this, then we could do that. Or if I did that, I don't have to do this. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what am I talking about. And it's also asking yourself, am I choosing comfort or am I choosing care? Right? And that's where you have to be real, raw, and true with yourself. Like, face that, let me excuse my, I ain't trying to cuss on here, but Really think about it. Think about what does comfort mean to you and what does care mean to you? Because sometimes when you're comfortable, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna stay there. You're gonna become stagnant, right? But if you start to choose care, like, hey, like, no, I know this will help me do X, Y, and Z. I know that this will get me where I need to go. So how about I take care of myself now and do the things I need to do now in order to get there, right? And if that means, hey, you need to rest instead of pushing through, which is our go-to when we're in survival mode, right? Let's push through, right? Um, let's rest. Yeah. That's when you're listening to your body or you're negotiating it, right? Another question you can ask is, am I staying consistent with myself even when motivation fades? And everybody needs to understand this. Motivation is not an action, it's a feeling. And feelings, what? They are fleeting. Feelings come and go, feelings change. Feelings is energy and it moves, right? It's emotion. It's attached to an emotion. And that means energy and motion, right? So motivation isn't always going to be there. It really is not, right? And that's where you have to find that consistency within yourself and understanding what consistency looks like to you and for you in your body, right? And sometimes these questions, comfort, care, listening to your body, negotiating with it, consistency, motivation, discipline, sometimes they're going to feel like they are battling each other, right? Because I know it does for me too, where I'm like, okay, well, I need to stay consistent. And here's my go-getter, hustler, ambitious mindset. Like, yeah, no, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm motivated. But then when motivation is not there, am I still being consistent? Am I still showing up and giving myself that bath that I need after I danced for 3 hours? Or am I allowing myself to rest after I just got back into the gym like 3 days ago and my body is sore? Like, this isn't about being strict or being perfect. It's really about being present in that moment, what your body needs, and paying attention and giving it. Giving it. Truly, like, loving yourself means showing up even when it is inconvenient. Because sometimes it can be feeling a little inconvenient. I think it's important to understand that, like, you have to love yourself. And it can be uncomfortable. It can really be uncomfortable. Like, trust me, because there are times where I'm like, no, if I rest, I'm lazy. Again, unlearning, right? Unlearning things that we have been taught to believe. If I'm resting, if I'm sleeping, if I'm not doing X, Y, and Z, I'm lazy. No, I'm not lazy. I'm listening to my body and I'm loving on myself and making sure that my body gets the rest that it needs so I can continue to go to the gym 3 times a week. So I can continue dancing 4 times a week. So I can continue doing what it is I need to do throughout the week, right? Rest is crucial. It's important, which is why we sleep. Sleep is important. But this process, like I said, it can be very uncomfortable, but it can also be very, very grounding. Let's pause for a moment, yeah? I would like for you to take a breath in through your nose and release it slowly through your mouth. Let's take that one more time. Inhale and exhale. Now ask yourself, where in my life am I asking for love but not offering it to myself? No judgment. Just notice it. Now ask, what is one small act of self-respect I can commit to this week? Something simple, something doable, something that supports your body, not just your mindset. Take a few more moments and reflect on these two questions. Where in my life am I asking for love, but not offering it to myself? And what is one small act of self-respect I can commit to this week? If nothing is coming to you right now, that is okay. I want you to take these questions and write them down if possible, and reflect on them a little bit later if you need more time. Please take all the time you need, or even pause the episode if you need to. Because that's self-love in action. Taking care of yourself, showing up for yourself. And if it feels good in this moment, I would like for you to repeat these with me. Self-love is something I practice, not perform. I can be gentle and accountable. I choose care over pressure. I am allowed to grow slowly. Please let February be less about becoming a new version of yourself and more about staying connected to who you already are. You don't need to feel confident every day. You don't need to love your body all the time. Just stay present. Stay curious. Stay kind. That's where self-love actually lives. I'll see y'all next Monday.